people talking about an impending recession coming up or a potential housing crash, which I don't think is likely. I thought that this chart was actually really interesting. So this chart comes from MBS Highway, and basically when we're looking at this, it goes back and it shows the Case-Schiller House Price Index going back to the 1960s. The dark bars that you see here are going to be all the recessions. And then the white line is showing the National House Price Index. So as you could see, even during recessions, housing prices typically don't go down, which I thought was pretty cool. So 1960, right around there, yeah, it kind of went down, but really more so it flatlined. 70, it slightly went up, 74 to 75, slightly went up. Same thing, 79, you're looking at 81, right around 89. Right after '01, it went up a little more sharply. And then obviously '08, that's the big one that is an outlier, and that's the one that's on everybody's mind. But as you can see here, and I've talked about this in plenty of other videos as well, the housing situation today is nothing like it was back leading up to the '08 crisis. Because essentially before, anybody could get a loan, even if they weren't qualified. I thought that this was really shown in The Big Short, or if you read The Big Short by Michael Lewis, where basically they used an example of a waitress who was making like $40,000 a year and she was buying her fourth house. And the reason why is because a lot of the lenders were either putting it with 0% down or these crazy adjustable rate mortgages where they really should not have, like, they should have known that she wasn't going to be able to qualify. And they also had no doc loans where you could just state how much you quote unquote made for the year, and you didn't have to prove how much you made for the year. So that's where lending standards back then got us in trouble, whereas they are much tighter now. Home equity is much higher, so people already have equity in their home. If they've owned it for at least a couple of years, they have experienced the home prices shoot way up here. So they have equity. Even if they are behind on payments, they can likely sell and walk out or walk away with some money in their pocket. And then inventory levels are just crazy low. And part of that is due to what the Fed has done, rapidly increasing the interest rates or the borrowing rates, basically. And when that indirectly affects the mortgage rates, and they go from 3% to over 7%, it really disincentivizes any homeowners to want to sell. So fewer houses are being listed for sale. And even though demand has been crushed by the higher interest rates, so has supply. So that's where ultimately the thing that usually dictates price is going to be supply and demand. So yeah, demand's down, supply is also down, and we're still, at least in the areas that I primarily serve in Northeast Ohio, we are still seeing slightly greater demand than we are supply. So even though we are not seeing 10 plus offers on houses like we used to, we're still typically seeing houses sell within 3 to 4 weeks here and near asking price, if not slightly above. So that's what we're looking at here. I just thought it was an interesting little chart to share. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day.